So mealtime for some mothers can really be dreadful, as some toddlers, they just won't cooperate, or they would eat lesser than what's suitable. So if your toddler gives you a hard time giving mealtime, then I suggest you watch this video, as today I'm sharing some important and handy mealtime tips that have definitely helped me with my toddlers, and I hope that they will help with yours too. And sometimes, seriously, you just need to look around for a fresher perspective. So without any further ado, let's yabba dabba do. Hey there lovelies, Assalamu alaikum. This is Hana here. Well, if you're here for the first time, do consider subscribing to my channel if you like this kind of content. Welcome to my channel, Hana Logs. Okay, so let's just dive right into the tips before getting to the hacks. Tip number 1 is something I read on a post a long time back and it kind of stuck in my head, and that is don't spend a lot of time on your child's meal session. Like 20 to 25 minutes is enough, 30 tops, and then you stop, because long eating sessions, they kind of bring boredom and the kids don't even enjoy eating after. It kind of creates a lazy eating environment, and they keep stretching it for long without really showing any interest in the food. It's best that you stop at 20-25 minutes and then try again later at their next meal time. We don't offer substitutes for half food eaten. We sometimes mothers tend to think that okay, maybe he's not had the food well, so we better give him some snack like a cupcake or maybe a Tetra Pak of flavored milk, something for that, so that we feel satisfied that they've had enough. But I've read it somewhere that it is best to avoid doing this, because it kind of creates a negative impression in their head that if they don't eat this, they might get their favorite snack. So it kind of becomes a routine, because kids, they're smarter than us. They sometimes even outsmart us. So this is one of the tips, and it has definitely helped. My tip number 2 says it's best to keep a gap of 2.5 to 3 hours between their meal times. I noticed that keeping a gap of 2.5 to 3 hours is best in getting maximum food from their plate into their tummy, especially during dinner time. When my daughter isn't really showing a lot of interest in the food, I instantly realized that it was maybe that little snack that she had, or maybe that little drink that she had some time back, that has kind of become a hindrance in her wanting to eat the food. So clearly it's evident that giving a snack during this gap time is not a very good idea, because it kind of kills their hunger and they don't eat food invitingly. So this is another tip. Keep a gap of 2.5 to 3 hours straight and say no to junk snacking. So the last meal for the toddlers should be a filling one, especially if drinking milk is not a part of their nighttime bedtime routine, because it really ensures that they get nice and comfy and deep sleep, which we all need. Right? So these were my 2 tips that definitely ensured my kids' better eating routine. Now I will get into the hacks. The hacks to get them eat better. So if your toddler creates a fuss about eating that one meal you're trying to get through, then these hacks are sure to come handy. My hack number 1 is to engage them with variety. It's so common in our Desi culture to offer single items like khichdi or some chapati with curry or rice with curry or maybe just a porridge. Basically I've seen that we don't engage them with a lot of variety to, entice their palate. It really ensures healthy eating habits. It's like if they don't want this part of your food, they will at least eat this part. Adding some yogurt on the side, some cut up fruit, just some salad on the side ensures that they eat more and they eat healthy, which is so important, right? We don't really want them to eat and snack on junk. So I've seen a lot of YouTube mommies engaging in some really clever and beautiful, meal plans for their babies. The different items in the sectional plates, which is really great. I tried to do that. It really didn't help with my daughter, because they say you eat with your eyes first and then with your mouth. And I think it kind of goes the same for the kids as well. Then you can definitely go and find some great ideas on Pinterest. My tip number 2 is reheat the food. If it's a meal that's eaten warm, then I suggest you warm it up for them if it's kind of getting on the cooler side. This has definitely ensured better eating habits in my children. I feel like when I warm it up and I bring the food back to her, at least a little more goes down her tummy. So you can reheat the food in a pan, or you can go and microwave it for 10 or 15 seconds by covering it with a lid. Really 10 or 15 seconds of warming it up in a microwave isn't that harmful, but make sure that you use a ceramic or a glass plate. That is absolutely safe. And if you're someone who avoids microwave at all costs, then of course you can warm it up in a pan. It's just an idea basically. I have felt like how we adults like warm food, even the kids enjoy it when it is warm, and they kind of lose interest when it becomes cool. It's just a discovery I made. Sometimes when you try to force feed them when it is cooled down, it kind of also induces puking reflux. So basically with the meals for the toddlers as well, it's like keeping up with the Kardashians. I mean keeping up with the temperature. Yeah, sorry. My tip number 3 is kind of funny one, and that is if your toddler has finished the meal and is not showing any interest to eat the leftover, I suggest it's always worth a shot to give it another shot. You know, my daughter has a very nice habit of like shoving my hand away. When I bring the spoon, she's like, move it, move it. That's what goes on between us. You know, but I'm gonna share with you what has worked in this scenario, okay? So if you're facing the same situation where your child is like pushing this away, follow this and it might just help. All you have to do is like, if this is a spoon, I don't have a spoon, I should have kept the spoon here. Okay, but anyway, oh, sorry. If this is the spoon and you're like feeding your child with it, you kind of engage them in some kind of distraction, like you can talk to them or, you know, get them into coloring something. And then when they're completely engrossed in that activity, you know, you kind of keep lingering the spoon around them and then they eventually open the mouth when you bring it closer to their mouth. It really does work. You might think I'm crazy, but it works. See, the thing is, when you become a mom, it is awesome and overwhelming, but at the same time it is funny too, because it kind of takes you to places and you kind of find yourself in places where you never thought you'd be, right? You do kind of these things and try to discover what works best. So with my children, this has definitely worked. So I do linger the spoon in front of them while I'm engaging them in some activity. I think what it does is it kind of registers that the food is coming, like in their head. They, you know, subconsciously open their mouth. I don't know if I'm making sense, but mommies, you're gonna thank me for this if it works, okay? Because it really does take more food down their tummies, because when kids eat well and have satisfied tummies, then we moms, we kind of feel mission accomplished, right? It was like mission impossible in the beginning and then it is like mission accomplished in the end. So yeah, I was super excited to share these tips with you. Please do write it down in the comments if you liked it, and also if you have some really great tips to share with other mommies around. That really helps. Okay, so everybody, this is all I wanted to say. If you like this video, then please do go and check out my channel. I have some related content there. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. Until I see you next, I hope you stay safe. Bye.